loud and clear. I am ready for the contact. Good day. I am ready. Over. My first steps start exactly where yours are, in school. It all starts with a great education. I loved math and science, and those things got me interested in engineering and building satellites and building rockets, and that led me to becoming an astronaut. Over. One of the difficult aspects of our training is that we have to train in so many different things. An astronaut has to do a lot of different jobs. And so we have to get training not only in engineering and science, but we also have to get it in biology and medicine and how to do repairs and hands-on things and language training and cultural training. And so there's so many different things you have to learn. That can be challenging. Yeah, well, exactly like I just mentioned, all those things that we train on and study, those are the things we have to do up here. And so I'm a mechanic. I help repair things up here, but I'm also a scientist and I help conduct experiments. I have to be able to pilot, so fly the spacecraft up here, or work a robotic arm, or a number of things. I have to be a doctor and help draw blood or give someone stitches. There's so many things that you have to be able to do because there's only 7 of us and we all have to be able to take care of each other. Over. Isabella, we have about 250 different types of food in the U.S. food system. But one of the things I enjoy is that I also get to share and trade some of my American food with my international friends and my international colleagues. So my crewmates have been from Canada, they've been from Italy, they've been from Russia, and we share the food, and that's one of the great parts of this, is just being able to share in that international community. Over. Daniela, everything floats in space. And so if you drink a cup of water, it goes into your stomach, but then it floats inside of your stomach. That can make you feel full quite a bit of the time. The other thing that it does is on the ground, usually gravity pulls your blood and fluids in your body towards your legs, and so you get used to that feeling. Up here, it's more evenly distributed, and so you feel more full in the head. Over. You know, fortunately, space motion sickness only lasts a couple days and then your body adapts. But you never know, and you're constantly going through adaptation to space. And so each week I meet with my flight doctor and we discuss all of those things that might be changing. And one of those is motion sickness. Over. Things can get really busy up here. We go from experiment to activity, and the days are long, and so a day can fly by really fast. So in some sense, time feels like it goes faster. But then, you know, I'm away from my family, and so when I start to think about the weeks and the months, it seems like I'm away a long time, and maybe it seems slower there. Over. You know, Isabella, there's no sound in space. Fortunately, inside the space station, we're not in a vacuum, and so there's atmosphere. And so there's lots of sound up here, mostly from all the ventilation fans that have to work in order to mix our atmosphere so that we can continue to breathe a good atmosphere. So space isn't actually that quiet for an astronaut. I'm always hearing the hum of these fans running. Over. Amelia, we can't do our mission up here without that training. So many things that we have to figure out, and that training doesn't just stop when we launch. We continue to train on things while we're up here. So I'll get just-in-time training on an experiment, and they'll show me this is exactly what you need to do, and that training builds off what I learned before. So you're always learning. Over. That's really hard. That's really hard to answer. There's so many amazing things. Just the other day, I got up and my crewmate, Don Pettit, we were in the cupola, and he showed me a comet that is approaching the sun, and we watched it as the sunrise was happening, and you see this comet appear over the horizon of the Earth, and it's just breathtaking. And so space is full of just miraculous things. Over. You know, it is. You have to pay attention over a long period of time. But our orbit goes around the Earth all the time, but it slowly shifts because of those rotations of the Earth and the rotation of the Earth's orbit around the Sun. And so we see those subtle changes that you see as changes in season on the ground. We also see those changes up here. Over. One of the hardest things is just being away from all of your friends and family, your loved ones. There is that separation. Fortunately, we have a lot of modern technology that helps us stay connected, whether that's through phone calls or video chats. And so I try to write emails and talk to my family as often as I can. Over. Yeah, Joaquin, there's in the course of a mission, we'll do 300 different experiments. Today, I just changed out a sample where they are slowly heating metals and then letting them grow their crystal structure again so that they can understand the fundamental character of these crystals and their shape in microgravity when gravity isn't squishing them. That's just one of 300 different other experiments, and those experiments cover the entire range of science and engineering. Over. Amelia, we have grown lots of different things, but in general, what we've focused on initially are the things that are easy to grow, that you could consume, and that they don't have a lot of processing. So think lettuces and think of like tomatoes. Those are things you can just pick off the vine and you can eat them. Things like wheat where you have all the bugs right here so that when they launch into space, it works deeper into space, it works for them.